Hey, I was taking a second while I was working on this last project, and I was thinking of you. I was thinking of some of the things that I might be able to impart and share with you so that you can be here with me, because although I'm achieving at a certain level, as you see, it's kind of lonely where I am. And I know that people think that success breeds friendships and brings fame, but it may not be exactly what you think it is. Because this is kind of the existence that I talk about with some of my closest friends, which are only a few, some of my closest business associates, which are only a few, and that I want to share with you because I want this place filled up with people who are just like you. I think back to some of the things that I started with, and the whole idea of where I am now is based on a dream that I had, or whether I should say dreams that I had. Things like going to law school, things like being in the music business, things like being an entrepreneur, things like being a good father. And they're really only dreams, but this is the most important component to get you started in your life. The fact that those things that you have in the middle of the night, sometimes you might think they're nightmares, that's your spirit talking to you. The things that you have between the time when you close your eyes and when you go to sleep, because that's your passion, that's who you are. That's who you need to be listening to each and every day. See, because I don't want you to live a life that is like so many. One reason this place is empty is because there are people who put their dreams under a pillow to go and get in the bathroom. They don't look in the mirror at themselves because they're scared to look at themselves in the mirror. They don't want to see what they know they're going to see in the mirror. They get in the shower, they dry off, not looking in the mirror because, again, we can't look in the mirror. Then they go and they sit in traffic, sit on the bus, take metro, going somewhere that they don't want to be, doing things that they don't want to do with people that they don't like, to get back in a car or a bus or a train, to go back home, to answer the last question as they put the key into the door, which is, am I about to go back into a situation in my life, whether I'm with someone or in my personal life, where it's like, I'm somewhere where I don't want to be, doing things that I don't want to do with a person or persons that I don't want to be with. That's a tragedy right there. That's not what I want for you. How do you get out of that? It's making sure that your dream is your dream. It's not anybody else's. It's not a foster parent. It's not a friend. It's not a colleague. It is you. No matter where you are, what your stake in life is right now, your higher power is always speaking to you. The fact that you can actually have a dream, the fact that you can actually think about things about the future, or, kind of beat yourself up a little bit even, is the idea that there's something burning deep inside of you that needs to get out, and that is your purpose. So I live this thing, I start with dreaming, and I had this model that I work with called DEPEL. Dream, environment, plan, execute, listen, and learn. First, you have to dream. That's the seed. Next is environment. Now, I tell you, as a teenager, as a younger person, we always think, well, I was born to my situation. How can I help that? I was born to the family that I was born to, or not. I don't have any family. I don't have anybody that can help me do these things. There are many people who are super successful, who've been in worse situations, no matter how bad your situation is, that make it. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they make a choice on people, places, and things that they will allow in their lives and those that they won't. I often think, where am I? Who am I? What is my purpose here? My purpose is to make sure that I get out here and teach people like you and talk to you about making sure that you make choices about the things over which you can make choices, and that you get over the things over which you don't have a choice about. who we're born to, it can help. It can also hurt. It's not necessarily the thing that's going to lead to your success. But your dream versus good environments work. If you think of your dream as a seed, and you think of the fact that like a farmer, I don't know if you know about farming or not, but you can't take a seed and put it in fertile ground and expect it to grow. You have to take the dream and put it in places that will, what I call, that are constructively critical. You want people that'll tell you, that's a great idea when it's a great idea. And this is why. And you want people that'll tell you no when it's not a good idea, yet they tell you why. Those are the people that you want in your life. And one of the hardest things that you're gonna face is when you recognize that someone needs to be taken out of your life and you don't have the power, you feel incapable of doing so. So I wanna leave you with the idea also of like, think of an illness. Think of something like cancer. If I were to tell you that you have cancer today, what would you do? I told you that there's a way for you to get it eradicated from your body. You may have to go see a doctor, you may have to do surgery, but you're definitely gonna die if you don't have surgery or some procedure and get this cancer out of your body. What would you do? You would find a procedure, correct? The people, persons, and places in your life are the exact same. When you have people that are pulling on you, when you have people that are draining on you, when you have people that aren't filled with your purpose, when you have people that aren't aligned with you, when you have people that aren't supportive of you in your life, that might actually be worse than cancer. And at some point, I'm sure they're gonna tell us that it's partly causes some of the cancers that people have. Promote positive people in your life, eradicate the negative ones. So, you have your dream, you have good people, places, and things, you planted it. Take time to write things down. People are like, Marcus, how did you get this? How did you go to law school? How did you go to law school and teach? How did you go to law school and business school and teach and put out 2 CDs and tour? And it's really a simple answer. I use the calendar. Now, people laugh like, yeah, right, you use your calendar. Look, there's nothing more valuable in your life than your time because it's the thing that's limited the most. If somebody tells you your most valuable possession is your house, your most valuable possession is a car, your most valuable possession is another person, it's not. The most valuable thing that you have to allocate and to manage is the time that you have here on this place. So take the time to take your dream and the people and allocate it in the 24 hours of the day that you have. Write it down. I think a lot about planning, and there are so many folk that, well, I have a plan. Well, is it written down? No, but it's right here. I know you have a phone, your smartphone. And imagine the idea that you had a couple of minutes before I started talking to you, and then your phone rang or a text rang. You remember the idea that you forgot? Exactly. But if it's written down, you have it there. I mean, honestly, I think about traveling. I mean, you wouldn't get in the car with somebody that doesn't know where they're going, would you? That's your life. You have to have it written down in a plan for those times where it gets cloudy and you have to adjust it. And it's just that, it's a plan. I'm not holding you accountable to just this, what you say today. You're gonna learn, you're gonna have wisdom, you're gonna reflect on ideas, and you may say, I just need to change it. You know what I'm gonna tell you? That's your choice because it's your life. At the end of the day, you're living with you. And by the way, this isn't a dress rehearsal. This is your life. So you have your plan, and then you know what you have to do? You have to go out there and do it. So many people end up, I use the expression, for me and how I live my life, I say you have to ask the girl to dance. Because if you don't ask her to dance, the chances are you won't get the dance. And it's a figurative statement, I know nowadays, you can ask whoever you want to ask to dance and whatever you want to ask to dance. But you get my point. If you don't ask it, it cannot say yes or no. If you don't ask it, the answer generally is always no. You have to go out there and do the damn thing. You have to go out there and make it happen. So then many of us, after we dream it, we have good people, we plant it in fertile ground, we put a plan together, we go out there, we do it, then we think we're done. And that's not it. Life is really about knowing who you are. And the only way for you to know who you are is the same way that you would go out and learn about other things. And that's really spending time with you. So if we have DePel, dream, environment, plan, execute, listen, learn. The listening and learning is really key. Don't get caught in just the execution momentum and going out of, just in cycles. You want to be directed. Wisdom is not experience alone. It is reflected upon experience. What did you listen to? Because you may find out that the thing or person that you asked to dance may not be the right one. Because this is supposed to be enjoyed, man. Life, even though the room is empty right now, hopefully you feel my passion and the fact that I love you. I love what I'm doing. I love my responsibility. I love everything about what is me. And I know that in my purpose in helping you make decisions about where you're going, you can have fun in the process as well. You have to listen and learn. It's the only way to make sure that you live a life of wisdom. So, I gotta get back to work. But I hope I left you with a couple of just thoughts. One, it's your dream, no one else's. Two, keep the good people in your life and get the bad things out of your life. Three, write it down, schedule it out. Time is of the essence, always. Four, put it in action, execute it. And then five, listen and learn to make sure that you're going in the direction that you want to go into. And that's really the hard one, man, because when you start going that way, you get committed to that. I said I was going to do it. If I don't do it, I'm a failure. Well, let me tell you about a guy who fails. I fail every day. I failed my entire life. Is failure necessary? I read this book often called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Make sure you get that too. And in the book, it talks about the idea in the foreword that is failure necessary or not? Whether it's necessary or not, it doesn't matter. It's inevitable. The key to your success is failing a lot and getting right back up, dusting yourself off, and then making it happen again. Life is like this, but it's like this. It's a cycle. And hopefully you go like this. Because I tell you, I need you. I need you here. I need you here to live your flow. And when you follow this model, that's exactly what you can do. So I'm going to get back to work, but know that I'm waiting for you with open arms and a whole bunch of love.